I am imploring this council. I know that you're saying you can't do much. Yes, you can. You can get SLED involved, give them everything. I shut down 2 bars by myself. I didn't come to this council to ask. But I'm imploring this community to think about where the bars are open. I'm not saying they can't do business. Just move someplace where the houses are not so close that when gunfire or night play or somebody's so drunk they drive into the houses. I am for people making a living, but at the expense of maybe losing a child or even a grown-up's life, and they were lost this past weekend.
Data that the Sheriff Department has collected on the Pitt Stop so far surpasses the data they've collected on other clubs in the county that they've already closed. However, the Pitt Stop still remains open and still implores a business practice and markets to a demographic that where we have the violence and the shootings at night. Like clockwork, anytime between 2 and 4. My closing and parting words with Sheriff Ravenel was, I appreciated his time and I appreciated his attention to this matter, but there's a mathematical certainty that someone will die if we don't do something. And I mean a complete paradigm shift on how we're addressing the situation. And less than 16 hours later, a young man was dead. And here's a picture to paint. We heard 9 gunshots, jumped up out of bed, ran to the restroom and looked out. I'm on the phone with 911. Routine. 911 is one of the most dialed numbers in my phone. And I mentioned to the dispatcher, like, you all need to get out here because it looks like there's somebody out there on the ground that is hurt. But also clothes went out there. And my intention was in my mind, well, maybe if he's hurt bad like that, we could do CPR or something like that. But that boy was dead. He was already gone. Public safety was the first people out there. That was the first law enforcement agency there. Not because there was any apathy with the Sheriff Department, but the next deputies were way out further up 301. They're spread so thin, their response times their response times isn't adequate for how quickly this violence can break out. And even though I'm sure that they have data that says, okay, during these times we have issues in these areas, because of the lack of manpower with the Sheriff's Department, they're still not able to be there when these things happen. So now we have 4 people shot, 1 young man dead, and a young son going to get his back to school haircut early Saturday morning has to walk outside to a dead body laid out in the parking lot right next to the house, where our house sits up on a hill and it looks down on that. Paint a even more vivid picture of how dire the situation is. Get home from work on Saturday afternoon, of course the Pitt Stop is open, business as usual. As a concerned citizen, you walk in, well, gosh, you guys going to actually have the audacity to remain open after the young man just died in your parking lot the night before. But we're going to close at 2. And they never close at 2. That's the song and dance they say just to kind of get around things. But when this boy died at 4:30, the music was bumping, liquor was being served, and even had a food truck out there.
A phone line has been shot. They telephoned me and said it was very proximity to the Pitt Stop. The word of the month is responsibility. You don't need to take responsibility and close it down. There's been gunshots, there's been drunks in her yard. Last week, August 1st, when she called the sheriff, it took 30 minutes to get here. That's 8:30 in the morning. I've had to pull a pistol on somebody in the yard. The sheriff department took 20 minutes to get there. So I was breaking in my car. Something needs to be done before more bodies get killed. I don't know what to say. I mean, y'all got to do something about it.
I appreciate your comment.